Alright, and welcome to our first episode where we cover the CDL, the Call of Duty League. This is the final week of the qualifiers. This is day 2. I'm not going to cover day 1. I wasn't available to watch it, but I do know that some of the standings were affected by it for sure. The standings were definitely affected in the day 2 qualifiers, and Thieves might be out of the run. Looking like they very well could be. I don't. I think they are. I don't know. I had to double check at the end of the standings. Once the final match was over, I was out. I was cooked. It was just an absolute grueler to get through because the amount of disconnects, the amount of resetting the lobbies that had to go through, it just made the entire night so much longer than it needed to be. As you could see, the broadcast time was 7 hours and 43 minutes. And yes, as you can see, we are 2 hours and 32 minutes ahead uh, into this video. I will not be using uh, the entire thing. I'm going to cut this up into pieces. I'm probably going to find some way. This is my first time doing this. I am using kind of a tactical rab, but mostly the flank type of style, but I'm trying to put more input. This is my first time doing this, so bear with me as this is going to be a little shaky, and trying to be as formative as I can at the same time. But yes, we are 2 hours and 32 minutes ahead because I will not be talking about the first match. I refuse to talk about a team. This team, Minnesota Rocker. I literally have it here in my notes. Minnesota Rocker was sloppy and looked awful. Besides it, Attach always looks good for this team. He never fails to succeed, and he, no matter what the team is going through, Attach just picks it up. I don't know what it is. I don't know how he does it so consistently. And then my last thing I have on here is free Donnie Temp. He needs the Don Man Temp. He needs to be free. I hope that the org lets him go, but I will not be mentioning the org by name. I will not be mentioning anything of them. The org is a disgrace to this league, and honestly, I agree with Aches. I agree with all the guys on the flank. The org does not deserve any recognition. It just doesn't. It needs to go. Someone that wants to be in this league should get the spot over the org, and uh, they're just not willing to compete. They're not willing to benefit players, and that is what it is. So we are moving on to the Boston Toronto Ultra game, and right now I have. At first, when I looked at these maps, my mind instantly went, "Why the fuck are we on Gav?" But I did a little bit of digging, and I found out that Ultra, surprisingly, doesn't do very well on this map either. And it very much showed in both their hardpoint and their control. We will get to both of those in just a minute. But without a doubt, I mean, Boston didn't play well either, but played well. They played well enough on this map where it kind of, as bad as it was, it also looked good. So, saying that much, I also don't have much to talk about the hard point. It was very. I think this still shows as good as Boston has made their progress this match. That they still have a lot to work on as a team, and to fine tune the kinks in everything. But I cannot complain about. I have nothing to say about the search either at the end. So we're mostly gonna cover the Gav. We're gonna cover the Desert Siege, and we're gonna cover the other Gav, the Tuscan Search and Destroy, and the Hardpoint in Berlin. We are going to cover very little because, again, like I said, there is very much to be desired on both of those. Right. Now I need to find I need to get the timestamps. I need to do this for now on. Okay. Um, All right. So for the first hard point, we also right now have on my notes. I say that Vivid leads a pretty well charge. I would say so. TJ Halley following up right here with a double kill. Vivid on the bottom beach, really coming in and then just runs in, tries to get the time. Uh, Vivid's holding down bottom beach right now. Methods is holding time, and it's a solid push. Right now they have nothing that I can say. It looks very fine. It looks very well tuned. At the beginning, Vivid eventually comes in, tries to help out, and I would still say he is holding down this fort on P1. I'm very much impressed seeing that this is not a sub happy map. But there's nothing really to complain about on P1. Again, P1 is a very momentum hill, and Boston had the momentum hill. It doesn't set the tone at all. But Boston just able to capitalize on that and gets majority time as they get the whole time. As you can see, they get 33 seconds and are able to capitalize on it. TJ Halley moving up with a 3-0 and Vivid 4-0 right now. Those two for sure were very much leading the charge on this map. I cannot deny that, and it just continues to show throughout. Ultra make a rotation after I kind of skipped past this for a little bit. As you can see right here on the P2 hill, Kleenex on top of the top boat right now, just getting cooked. There's nothing about it. Ultra just aren't getting on time. I don't know what's happening here. I know Bance is trying to make the heads up play, but right now when you're kind of early, someone needs to be on there, and if Bance is making that play, whoever was close to boat in that situation needed to be on that time. That's giving away time that they really couldn't do. Both teams right here on P3. I did want to talk about this. I don't have this in my notes, but both teams had a pretty good setup trying to get into P3 on this hill on Gabba 2, and it just shows that Boston has the better side. But hey, Bance coming in clutch, and Cammy on the site, holding it down the best that they can, making sure that Boston just can't get in there and is able to hold down. And eventually Boston able to break it at some point. I think it's right here. Vivid makes the play. Yep. And Insight just can't get the kill on Vivid at all. And Vivid continues to be a force on this team for the first at least 3 hills. Or 2 hills. Or yeah, 3. Sorry. Then we move on to the P4 hill. Oh, I think it's right here. Yep. So as we can see, Vivid's making a heads-up play, going all the way around. Somehow he's able to squeeze by 6 and 7. Insight instantly, somehow, I don't know what, maybe a sixth sense, just turns around and beams Insight on this play, or beams Vivid on this play. Insane play, holding off the possible break immediately from Vivid in the P4 hill, but eventually gets gunned down by Vivid as revenge. And Boston just able to capitalize and break in there and get the time. Toronto, I don't know what happened. They just couldn't get it held. They couldn't get it down, and they spawn far. They don't even get good spawns here. They spawn over by the ring, which I wouldn't say it's weird, but I mean, I've seen plenty of times where the offensive team is pushed out towards cliff, and the other team gets the good spawn that Boston just got, or closer off to the beach by the bottom vehicle, or the middle vehicle in between the beach and the point. Right about here is where I'm talking about. So, I don't know. That was a little bit of a weird situation, but we move on. We don't really talk about this. This is where I ended up wanting to talk about a weird rotation out of... Yeah, Ultra make a rotation after P5. Wipe and Insight prevents a break by... Why do I have P5? Oh, that's supposed to be 3. Oh, I'm an idiot. Like I said, I did a lot of these notes on the fly very quickly. Unfortunately, but so it's... Bear with me, like I said. Now we need to move on. There's nothing really to talk about this P5 hill. Nothing was really gained by any team, as you could see. Ultra just got a couple of seconds. That's all. They were able to get 10 seconds on it, and it was an all-out bloodbath. No one was able to get anything on it, but it is what it is. Right now, we have Ultra jumping in and Vivid again, just coming in, making the plays, but Insight, again, just making more and capitalizing on this team, on any opportunity that he can get, taking advantage of this Boston team, and the fact that they are not good on this map. And unfortunately, neither is Toronto, but Insight, I don't know what it is. He had a really, really good map here. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, Ultra... Oh, wait, this is a breach listening. Hold on. I think it should be...
Jump time, but...
Nope. P1 is a breach listening. I gotta get the timestamps for this stuff.
Rotation win.
It's just out of 5. It's just out of 5.
Tell me outer. Feeling with a listening.
No.
Outer weak inside.
I need time.
Yeah, inside. It's just out of 5. It's just out of 5. Top ring this. It's just out of 5.
Get a push close shot.
Yep, I stunned it.
I'm gonna flank up and then lower weak once we go.
And what's first cut on me? Okay. First cut, yep. Yo, he's weak and hill, It's he's close to
I don't see him. Let's down quick.
Yep, I'm going.
There's side, one shot, inner, one shot, outer.
Nice job.
Listen, advance first guy.
Okay, I'm backing up.
I'm already built.
I'm going on RXs as well.
Look for me, man.
There's like people.
Yo, three cliff. They're all weak. Two of them are weak.
I'm top right now. There's no one low cliff on me. Okay. I'm top right now. There's two low cliff. Yeah, inside. Mid-take maybe.
He's on point. One shot. Yeah, our stairs.
I'm one cliff.
I'm on a 5, I think.
That's lift. I'm wrapping ring right now. Oh my.
Boston Breach.
And right there, as you guys could see, on the P1, Boston had an amazing, and it all started, I think, with Methods coming down the middle and getting the kill on number 5, and he just beams him off the beginning on the P1 hill, able to get the break in there, and just capitalizing, and able to get the majority time, able to get the time from there. Ultra was never able to break in. A perfect pinch by Boston almost, because the guy on the outside ring had to change his focus to the outside of the ring instead of focusing on Methods, who was breaking in. And from there on, Ultra just wasn't able to bring it back. Again, Boston bring it in to a perfect, almost perfect, I'd say damn near, boat control on for P2. And Nero coming in clutch with these kills. Insane plays here by Nero. Look at this right here. I wanted to bring this up because Nero just was on a killing spree here. He was a man on a mission. He's 14 and 17 now, about to become 15 and 17. I don't know how the hell he gets that kill on Cammy, but is brought down by Insight and stops literally the bloodbath that Nero was bringing on to this Toronto team. And right now, Boston still has a majority time. We are now in a listening with the Toronto Ultra.
He's pushed that low, bro. Two top boat, bro. Two top boat. Nice, two top boat. Wait, I don't see him on time.
Might be in the tank. I killed one top boat.
Go on.
Nice.
Let's get boat, swim up.
I'll
Top
see
boat,
it,
top boat. Weak top boat with nade. Okay,
He's
yeah.
going left. Dead.
Nice,
He's
shit,
shot.
get that time, get that time.
Okay. Then next me
Okay, I can challenge. Wanna spawn? Close oil already, bro. Already close oil's in, man. Okay, bro, he's behind me, S2. Nice. I'm going to
Weak on hold. Weak there. He's
I'm
going
going
top of the tank.
Get to Jimmy.
Top
I'm
of the
in
tank.
the corner now. Yeah, I'm in the tank now.
Okay. He's on hold.
Could be ring. Could we can get up
Yeah,
pitch.
front green.
No, already top ring Nero. Already top. Absolutely in ring, bro. I teach us slow now.
I'll see if
Next time.
already used my name.
I missed.
I don't see top ring absolute.
We flick out on, okay? He's just absolute.
He's absolute that guy. Nice, good
No
shot.
way he's gone.
What's
on time?
What's
on
on
all?
I'm laying it.
Yeah, Nick time and let's play him for quick. Play him quick.
Yeah,
we'll play spawners.
I'm playing spawners.
In the rock.
Nero spawn dead.
He was. I needed.
Wait, yeah, one's front green, do it. And Zin's gonna be in the back.
Front green. Absolutely.
Then
I'm hitting the
shit.
pitch. I'm hitting the
Gonna be in
pitch.
the back here. I'll see you in the back of this.
I'm
Yeah, I got
S2.
time.
Okay, yeah.
Slide, Jimmy. Nice, the
I
nade.
feel the right, I feel the right.
He's
One
red
green,
tower,
back green,
red tower,
back
narrow. Narrow
Go
red tower as well.
Nice. Look at red tower.
All right, and right there, as you can hear, Ultra calm and collective, even though Boston has brought it back and has brought a very good situation for them. And as you can see on this P3 hill, it almost seemed like Breach had a decent setup going on here. Number 2 is finishing the time, or at least was attempting to finish the time or get the time. And I think that is number... Yeah, it's number 1, Vivid. He dies on the ring. They had a decent setup going into this, but just Cammy and Insight able to break it up and just able to get their positionings like they want to, forcing Methods to have to respawn and giving Cammy some time to just break through the middle and get something going. Insight just being Insight in this match, getting the kills on Vivid. And even though Bansk goes down right here, they're still able to capitalize and get a good play out of this, as you can see in a second. And Boston has a good spawn here. They just cannot recover for some odd reason. I don't know how, but Ultra just able to break in, get a good setup. And you see right here, Bance is about to come right in here and mess everything up for this Boston team, trying to get some type of like play in here. Bance and Insight going insane. Bance going straight through the middle. Methods finally taking him out. And it's Ultra just coming back on time, getting a great setup. So that way, Boston Breach cannot get a play here until now. And then we move on. The next thing I wanted to talk about was on the P1 hill. Okay. So I have no other notes actually for this. I think I just kind of... I kind of just blanked after this. This match on Gav, even though it was a little sloppy by some of the players, some players definitely need to pick it up on both sides. It was very good, I could say. But right now, as you can see, it's just an all-out battle for this P4 hill, and Cammy trying to hold it down, but Methods getting the breaks, and right now Boston, I don't even know how. I think number 4 Nero busted in through the front, but it's just an all-out brawl for this time. Kills after kills after kills. No one is getting a solidified time here, and they have to rotate. Cammy tries to make a play to get a rotation, but he cannot for ring and trying to get around. Trying to get good spawns, I'm assuming, is what Cammy tried to do there, but he just couldn't. Nero read that play pretty well, whether it was intentional or not. So now we are on to P5. Boston is already there, as we could see, and it's just a great setup by Boston. Boston tries to get something going here, trying to hold them off a boat, gets them, and right now, Toronto just trying to recover, gets the okay spawns, I could say. They're spawning a little. This is where it's questionable to me. For some odd reason, Ultra, which I get it, you kind of need to have a middle ground here because you do spawn on cliffside for what would be Boston right now, and Toronto usually, in my mind, would spawn right behind the building that you need to turn right of on this P5 hill, past green. But they don't. And I don't know why that is the case. No one's pushed up through green right now to cause that issue. One's in green, but it's not like it's not like anyone is causing that issue. Somehow they spawn beach in the bag over by P3, but again, it's a very weird spawn. Ultra might have lost full, or not lost full, but might have lost because of this spawn, a little bit wonky little spawn, but not also because they're not able to capitalize on the time and slaying that their team was able to get for their major players. Then we have rotation on the P1, and right here, just Toronto trying to hold it down, keep Methods off of this point. Methods, being the weasel that he is sometimes, is just able to maneuver. And Cammy gets a kill on his own teammate. Bance gets a kill on his own teammate. But somehow, Insight is just able to hold this point down for this Boston team. And it is absurd what they are able to do. Insight just playing out of his mind, holding the time right now. Ultra trying to bring it back. They have a great hold right now. But Boston just coming in nice, coming in clutch, fast, getting the time. And that is it for this Ultra squad. I have players of this game, and I will move to the time scores. Wow. The scores for these teams. Yes, I'm going to have to pick up the pace on these because these might end up being just one team per video, which I don't mind posting one after the other, but whatever. My player of the game for this one was Methods. He went 30 and 20, 23 non-traded, and 1 minute and 30 seconds on the time with some big plays. Insight was my honorable mention, even though he was on the losing team. He still came up with 34 and 23 with 29 non-traded kills and a minute and 6 seconds despite the loss. This man is a force to be reckoned with. Every single time he touches the sticks. Kleenex playing well as well, but nothing near. He could not stay alive compared to what Insight was doing. If there's anything that needs to happen with this team, unfortunately, it's looking like it's Cammy and Bance. And Kleenex and Insight are your cornerstone pieces no matter what the game is. These two, in both games, have been spectacular and have really picked it up for this team. I don't know what Ultra can do when it comes to the respawn side to pick it up for this team, but yeah, they got to figure it out. Next up, we have an SND. I have a couple things noted here. And let me just find the time. I'm eventually going to get this. Alright, there we go. Alright. So, on this the first round, we have Ultra on the offense. Now, Ultra tries to set the tone, slowing down the game, and they very much get that going here. We got Bance up in P1, up in Castle, right now in the bottom level, but he gets taken out by Vivid, and this is what I mean by Toronto setting the pace. They instantly play slow, play their spots, wait for something that they can find here, and they do it. They're able to just pick out someone. They were able to pick out Nero and just keep their plays going here, playing it nice and slow, waiting, being careful, methodical, and off we go over to the A-bomb site. Not expecting it at all. Number 3, I don't know what TJ was looking at here, but he didn't have anything. He wasn't looking at A at all. You can't really see much going on to the B site. The farthest you could see is over on this little spot right here, over on B site, if you're looking from this tower somewhere around here. But literally, Methods was right in this area. He could see half of this. Maybe he was too busy looking down this site, and that was a call out that they made, was to have TJ look down this way to cover his spot. But it seemed like a useless play. Methods gets killed with a nade, but again, Toronto holding it down, playing to their strengths, playing to SND, playing it nice and slow on this map. They've always been good on this map, and get the kill. And listen, this is absurd. This game is absurd. My next note is actually for the Boston Breach. Just so you know, Ultra just walks away with this. But I think it's about here is where Methods starts to go off. He's trying to get something going for this team. A struggling Boston on this map. But again, like I said, it's not enough. Boston just absolutely fail at getting anything going on this SND, which is hard for any team trying to face Ultra on Desert Siege. Desert Siege seems to be their map, seems to be their bread and butter when it comes to SND. Methods looking for Insight, cannot find him, and just right now, it doesn't work out for Methods. He tried to get something going, but he couldn't. On to our Oh, wow. Yeah, I skip a lot. Jesus. There's nothing really to talk about. Like I said, we can skip on to the round 5. Right here. So, right here, Boston actually is able to gain a man advantage here. And the problem that ends up happening here, as you can see right here, TJ Halley is able to get the kill. But despite the man advantage consistently in this round, Boston just folds. They absolutely sell this. Look, they get the kill on Bance to get a couple of traded kills. It's only Insight left. You're not, and he has a sniper right now. He picks up his AR. You know where he is. You stunned him. I don't understand this play. You have Vivid on the bomb. Methods whoever threw that stun should be the person going on top of Train or getting a sight onto the spot where you expected that stun to hit, and the other person should be getting the bomb. As you can see, Methods losing his absolute full there. And it was just a poor play. Vivid did the best that he could playing the bomb. If it was Methods that threw that stun, you need to go and get that. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. You need to get a sight, at least a fight, onto Insight. Or be in front of your bomb diffuser. It doesn't make much sense. I don't know what Boston was thinking here. They absolutely lost it. And it was a continuous bad play after bad play on this map. Again, Methods, last one alive, dies, Ultra wins, Search and Destroy. My player of the game for this one was, again, Insight. Jesus, this man, 10-1. There was really nothing to, like, go insightful on this map. He had 7 non-traded kills. He had 1 first blood, and his highest streak was 6. This man was on a path to just end your Search and Destroy, and didn't want to look back. The control, I really don't. Again, we go back to Gava 2. As much as I don't want to talk about this, we kind of got to. Both of these teams look awful on this map. Again, if Boston doesn't have to face Toronto on this map, I would recommend that they never touch this map. There's so much sloppy play from both teams. Boston ends up getting a really good defensive play here, but look at this. And I've been showing it to you guys this entire time. What is Ultra doing? You are not getting any time now, given you don't know where Boston is on this boat, but you're looking around like, okay, this problem that I have with Insight right now. I get it. You don't want to give up top boat, but you need time, and this is the same problem I had with Celium, and actually Celium corrects this when I get to the phase. He corrects his problem in this match today that I'm about to say with Insight. Insight is playing top boat right now, as you guys can see on the bottom left. He's playing top boat, and as you saw just a second ago, he's been there for at least 5 seconds now at this point. Get on. He's been there the entire time, actually. Get on the time. You guys need times. You guys need ticks. And he just refused to do that up until this point, where no one now has top boat, which ends up making them lose this, because I don't know what it was. People were not willing to move on the Toronto side to get the top boat, get on the point, get them time, and that was the storyline of this round. And there's nothing else to talk about. Now we move on to the Boston side, and again, it is a round 2 snooze. Same problem. Both teams just aren't able to get on. Boston actually makes a better attempt, but they play so slow. Like, you need to be aggressive on this map if you're gonna want time, and you need someone to get your top boat. That is what it is. There's always gonna be a guy on bottom boat, and there's always gonna be a guy top boat on both sides. And if you're gonna put 2 people top boat, I get it. You want the trade. But you need to instantly capitalize, get a kill, and get on the bottom boat to get that kill next. You need the time, and that's the problem. You're seeing this right now. They're playing slow. They're prepared for the pinch. They're prepared for someone to trap them. And Toronto just doesn't have that right now, as you can see. They're playing super slow. Look, right now, Vivid, going to the left. I get it. Okay, cool. Now they're aware. Kleenex is already over there, but he doesn't even look over there yet. Like, I don't know what the play was here. Methods goes down. Vivid's still going. Like, Just nothing good coming out of both camps. I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to get some setup to break them from behind on that from Vivid, but it just was not working. This round 3, I mean, I don't think there's much to talk about this either. It's just utter chaos, to be completely honest with you. Ultra is able to get this A site, but again, it's the same problem. Just no one getting onto A. I don't know. I get it. You need to get the gunfights, but you also need the gun on time. And A point is not a bad spot. You have the tank that you can play around. I get it. The other team on defense has a better situation to play around that. But you can make plenty of things work inside that bottom boat instead of being wide in the open on the outside of the boat where they could see you. It makes no sense, some of these plays that I'm seeing right now out of both camps. And I'm not saying I'm a pro. I'm not saying I'm a professional, because I'm not. But I have played competitive COD enough to know that these are just not great plays coming out of both camps. I have watched these matches time in and time out for the last 3 years. I have stuck over competitive COD for at least the last 10. And I can tell you right now that these are some pretty bad plays from both teams. Just not willing to get on the point. The storyline, Toronto was just able to get on A, but they tried to get B and were not able to get the tick, and that is the end of this. Boston has a great hold, just never willing to give it up. But Nero right here, I don't know what happened. I know he spotted him. If he didn't, he had to have looked away at his monitor for a split second, but TJ is just able to capitalize on the fact that he knew where Insight was. Cammy trying to make stuff happen on the hill, but that is it for Toronto. Here on the round 4, Boston, again, on the offense, trying to make something happen on the ring, kills Bance. But right here is where I'm confused. Now, are they trying to get an 8? I'm assuming what they're trying to do is get an 8 push. But it seems like stairs on ring makes absolutely no sense to do this. Because what you're doing now is you're not getting the sight on the red radio tower. And someone can come up from ring, like what just happened with TJ, getting killed by Cammy, and kill you from B. It seems like very much they should have went for a B push. One guy pushed through middle and try to prepare for the guy that's going to go through mid-cut of B. And instead, they were trying to get something going on A stairs, but you have 2 people doing the same job there. It makes no sense to me. You should have either capitalized and went straight for A, hard capped it, or do exactly what you were trying to do, but instead of going for the B time, go round mid-cut and get the look on radio tower, play it a little bit slow by number 3, wait for that, and get a kill, overlook stairs, but in the end, it does not work out for them. Right here, Boston was able to get the A point out of this absolute chaos, but here's when we get to B. This is where it gets a little intriguing, because now this all comes down to who gets the B point, because Toronto does not get it in their previous offensive round, as you guys saw. And Toronto trying to get a hold on it, but Boston is just coming in with a purpose and gets on that B bomb site. Toronto never able to recover, having a little, and right now Nero pushing their spawns all the way back to green. Smart plays by Nero, and is able to just shut them down. Boston loses the time for a second. Insight gets on it. Vivid trying to hold it down the best that he can on the outside ring, waiting for his teammates to come back. And eventually, they are able to get this tick. Yes, they are able to get it, surprisingly. After that, with 28 seconds left, I don't know how Boston was able to manage this. Look at this. Perfect play for the last 24 seconds. TJ is able to get on that tank. Method's watching over. Kleenex just isn't willing to make a play, and I get it. He knows that Method's is right there, but you need Cammy. This is another problem that Toronto has right here. You know TJ is on this point. Why is Cammy still on green? Why is Cammy still on green? Is he there the whole time? You have number 5. You have Bance dying after he jumps out of green. Runs over the boat. So Bance should be your information right now that no one is in the middle by ring stairs and that no one is on boat. And this is the problem right here, is that number 6 isn't getting that information because we don't have a listen in. I'm assuming he's not getting that information and is not moving. You need, right now in this instance, you need Cammy to run over here through mid-cut, take out TJ Halley, who's about to be on this time, and get methods. You needed a support here in order for Kleenex to come back and get the kill on Tank. But nope, that never comes around. Boston is able to capitalize, and even though they get killed off right here, Methods making a play, trying, Vance killing him. But in an amazing fashion, all they needed was that one tick. Toronto very much slipped up, did not make the play that they needed to, and played very, very slow. And I don't know what they were doing here. They were not playing to their full. They were not playing to the best. Boston, I don't need to say much about this. Boston ends up winning this because Toronto ends up on the offensive side. Nothing happens, and they can't do anything with that glide bomb. Kleenex tries to get something going. Inside tries to get something going. They get on the time. Bance and TJ Halley ends it for them. Insight trying to make it work, but it's not going to be enough. TJ is on a tear, going 25-23, trying to get this for Boston, and they win 3-2 in possibly the biggest snooze fest of Control I have ever seen. I do not... Oh, wait, I do. I have TJ, actually, being the player of the game. 26-24, 19 non-traded, and 19 defensive... It's right there. 19 defensive kills. Absurd plays by TJ Halley, coming in clutch on the defensive end when it was needed for this team, and just staying alive. You could say it's vivid. You really could. But those 19 I value more in this case than I value the 16 defensive kills. Very well played by Boston, even though it was a snooze fest. Their defense was too much for this Toronto team. All right, and as much as I should probably talk about this hard point, I'm going to skim over it. Right here, we have an initial push. Boston able to jump right in, very aggressive. And Toronto is able to just bust in with ease. Methods, I don't know, he wanted to play the outside, but I don't know where the rest of the team is here. Let's go back and look at this. We got one Dark Alley. It looks like Cammy is able to take out Dark Alley. Where is with a fourth teammate here? Where does he go? We got one on site. He dies. Methods, right here. Both die on site. Actually, both were on the site on this, and they just were able to get fried. That's kind of a misplay, I would feel. You need to get some type of trade there. But, you know, it's alright. Eventually, magic will be made. Toronto gets a great hold and is able to move on. Kleenex trying to make something happen, holding fire down so that way they can't get a rotation onto P2 and trying to hold them off from a good move around to P1. But, Vance, trying to be the big man that he is, goes to Docks. He goes on to the B-bomb site, what would be B-bomb site. Never spots Vivid. He never spots Vivid. He still doesn't see him. Vivid in the corner, but Vance able to finally find him. Nero knows exactly where he is, and right now, Toronto has the time on P2. Boston is able to break it up. Vivid getting in there. This is a great pickup by this Boston team. Vivid is exactly what they need. A little bit of aggression, and it's exactly what they needed. Even though I like Cap, and I think he's a great talent in this league, just not the right situation for him. Right now, Toronto, I don't know how they were able to get it. Boston was all over that P3 hill trying to get in there to set up the start time, but they were not able to get it. We move on very quickly. Boston is down by 60 almost. Here, Toronto has a setup. Very different setup. No one is set up on the time right now. Cammy in the back. We had Bance in a corner on tower. Then we had one guy in the back, and then we had another guy. What? Wait, hold on. Now that I'm seeing this, what was this setup? Hold on. This is a weird setup. So, we got Methods up there. That's fine. Cammy is on outer plat. Okay. He dies. Kleenex ends up getting taken out here. What is going on here, though? Toronto kind of just folds there. Number 7, Insight, pushing up with Kleenex when it wasn't really... I mean, you know he went down. Someone could take him out on the time. You need to... You can either try to look there, but I would not push there. Insight makes a poor play there and ends up getting taken out by Vivid. Vivid is just able to capitalize on the mistakes of Toronto there. And they end up from here just making an all-out fight. Toronto gets the majority time on this one. Now, almost 100, about 80 points right now down the Boston squad is. They get this majority time on P5, if I remember correctly. They keep hopping on and off, but that's because they keep dying. Right now, Toronto is able to capitalize on the time. They continue to get more time. And now, on the P1 rotation, Boston able to hold it down. They have a pretty good setup right now. One's bottom tickets, one's holding the dark doorway, one pushed in the tickets right now. And then you have number 3, TJ Halley getting the time. One's watching the flank right now, which is Nero. It's a pretty good setup. They have a pretty far spawn. I don't know what is up with this game. It's a continuous thing. They spawn off by docks instead of in this corner or inside P3 building. It makes no sense, but hey, this is the game that we're playing, and we have to deal with it. Right now, Bance able to get it pushed through alley, outer, and he gets fried very quickly. Boston able to get back in there, get 20 seconds. About to bring it back to 40, but unfortunately, right now, Kleenex in there to bust it up. Bance with a nade, Cammy with a kill on Nero. Rotation to P2. Toronto looks like they have this set up pretty well. Boston trying to make a play in, and they get it. They are able to bust in and get the kills that they need to get the time. Right now, Vivid is holding down this time. He is, right now, even though going 12 and 17, the time man, everything that Boston needs right now. 13 and 17 now, still holding it down. Toronto cannot make a push onto the site. I don't know why. Whoa, why is Vivid not getting the time here? Why is he? Oh, he's in that little breakable wall that you can go 2 stairs. It's a little odd. Vivid trying to play his life a little bit. I think you need to just get on the time there. I can't play in your life, but right now you were down by so much. I don't think your life is as valuable as that time, in my own personal opinion, but these are professionals. They know better than me. Boston able to break in on with Toronto having spawns and the windows, which is very helpful. But Vivid making another play coming through, I think, fire right there. Vivid coming up clutch for this team. Able to get the point for this Boston squad. Toronto just losing it. Cannot find a kill on the TJ Halley. Toronto is able to get the time again, but dies instantly. Bance trying to hold the window. Perfect spot to do it. But he can't get a kill on Vivid. Gets the kill on Methods. Vivid able to shoot through that pillar and get the kill. Toronto is only down by 60, now 70, now 80 as I continue through this. And it is over for this Boston squad. Toronto Ultra runs away with it from here, and then Boston is just never able to recover. We have a tied matchup now, going into a search and destroy. And there is nothing to talk about with this search and destroy, because Boston played a good game. Toronto stuck with them for most of the way. I'm going to skip over the first round. Methods just does not look down. That's the problem with the round 2, but that's okay. We're going to skip past the round 2. We're going to watch round number 3 together, see what the hell is going on here. And I definitely do think I'm going to talk about these one by one as of right now. I have so much to talk about, and I don't know how, actually. Maybe I'm talking about too much in these games. I'm trying to break them down a little bit more, but I don't know how Zuma is able to make these only an hour and a half. Bance gets a kill, knows that it's on B. Nero just able to bust in. Boston gets down 2-2. Let's see what happens here. Oh, Nero coming in clutch with the kill. Inside's the last one left. He's 0-2. And Boston is just able to win this round. Boston is the winner and cannot. Toronto just cannot come back from this Boston slaughter. They lose full, and honestly, it is a bloodbath by this Boston Breach team. They go up 4-1. Toronto tries to set it up here. I think Toronto wins this round. Yes, they do. We are up 4-2. Boston gets the plane on B. Insight trying to get the kills. He gets the kill with the pistol. And then there's going to be a guy top plat over by radio. And then there's Vivid on bottom plat. Let's see what Insight tries to do. He's trying to get a play, looking for TJ right now. Can't find him. He doesn't look hard enough. Sees the head of Vivid, I think, here. And they both just miss each other. They both can't find each other. Insight gets the kill. And Insight just cannot get the job done. They end it here with a round 6 loss. Round 8 loss. Boston coming up clutch, and Toronto just not able to capitalize on their good S&D play. Very off sync is what it looked like. All right. I'm going to try to make this a little bit quicker. I did skip the first one. We are in the second game, and I managed to make this longer than I wanted to already. But with practice comes time. And this is going to take a little bit longer, I think, because Jesus. All right. Well, overall, if I had to give it to someone on that Boston squad, I'd have to probably give it to Vivid or Methods. With the plays that they were making and being the forces that they were just able to set up this team so great. And Boston was setting up so well. Nero coming in clutch when he needed to every single time, despite his plays on the first hard point that they had. He had one great play. He wasn't playing well, though, and this team just continues to improve, and I am not dissatisfied by them at all. Toronto, I don't know, though. Ever since their home major, they have looked bad again, and they need to pick it up. They need to figure out something. We move on to the Thieves match right now. And to look at this setup right now, we have Tuscan Hardpoints, Desert Siege, Gava2, and Berlin, and a Berlin Search. I don't know what to tell you right now. LA Thieves is a mystery. I cannot believe what I watched. Florida gets a W that they need for sure. That's what you can call this. I don't know. I thought LA Thieves was gonna have this. I did, seeing the performance by. Well, we'll get to it. But Thieves end up starting very strong on their hard points. It's almost like this team just can't get it together. They can't. Once they get something going, they always end up losing it, and it almost seems like what happens with FaZe in their grand finals is what happens to them. What happens to LA Thieves consistently every single time is that they get it going, they were able to find something, and then they end up losing it. And I don't know how they continue to do it. I don't know if it's the pieces. I don't know if it's Kenny. I don't know what. Kenny does start off very strong in this first hard point that I'm about to show you. But yeah, I just don't know. This team continues to find ways to struggle continuously in and out. Right, I'm so used to saying Boston now. LAT is just able to find a strong push onto the first point, get it set up. Envoy playing with an AR right now on the point, pushing up. And right now, LAT is having a hold all over the first point, but Florida does not care. They are trying to make this push on the P2, get it set up, and Kenny is starting off very, very strong as he is getting going 3-0 right now. This whole team right now doing well for themselves with time and kills. Trying to get the late rotation. They were very much utilizing the scrap time, but I feel like they needed to make some type of push a little bit earlier. In the end, though, Florida does not get to hold this point, if I remember correctly. Kenny just continues to go on a tear, messing with this Florida team, getting too real on the point right now. Envoy not able to get the kill, but Octane coming in clutch for this team, getting him off that point, and Thieves get this point and never look better. Right now, they're looking good. Florida literally gets 38 points, and they move over to the P3. And I have in my notes here, I don't know how Florida wins this. I don't know how. It is crazy to me that Florida ends up winning this game. It looked like Thieves was really picking it up after this P3 hill, and they get a little they get broken out here, and continuously Envoy tries to push in. Octane gets the kill. A 2-reel with a double nade on this P3 hill. Florida gets the majority time here, but not a lot. Then we move over to the P4 hill, and Thieves again getting the time. Kenny moves up to the top, moves back to the bottom. Kenny 9-5 right now, playing very good for this team, getting some consistency for them. With 30 seconds almost, 29 seconds on the dot. 10-5 right now, getting that kill on the Major Maniac. Skies coming in, gets the kill on Kenny, sets the pace perfectly. Kenny is setting a great pace for this Thieves to get time. On this P5 hill, no. Thieves trying to bust in. Florida trying to bust in. It is utter chaos. Nothing else to really say here. Neither team was able to find full control. They both split it pretty well. And it was just a great split by both teams. We move on to the P1. Yeah, we move on to the P1. And Florida gets here early, gets a good setup. Thieves, again, pushed out a little bit. Octane trying to find this kill on the Major Maniac, but Major Maniac sets it up pretty well. They're all pushing through you. They split it pretty well, good, but not able to get the kill on Skies or Awakening. And Skies and Awakening coming in good for their team. Right now, both doing the best that they can to hold down this point for this team. Skies getting the time, 17-9, coming in with a better performance than he did last match against his previous team that he faced. And right here is where I would like to talk about. I think it's on the second rotation. Yes, right here. Okay. So we have 3 seconds left. 2 seconds left. Number 5 is dead. We have all of Thieves in P1 still, in middle courtyard, and in church. Number 3 dies on P5 hill. Number 5 is dead for Florida. Where should he spawn? He should be spawning where number 7 is, or number 6, in between that area. That's where he should be spawning. But this man, with 2 seconds left, 1 second left, still 1 second, 0 seconds, it is now flipped. This man still hasn't spawned. He spawns in the middle courtyard. Now, given Awakening isn't able to do anything with this, but with them now knowing that Awakening has spawned in middle courtyard, they now have the ability to know that they're coming church, radio, or from the tank. No matter what, they have a solidified focus. And that's what happens here for Florida. Florida knows right now, you see Skies fixated on that spot. Knows that they're over there. Number 6 also looking at there. Major Maniac coming in clutch with a major 3-piece that Thieves should have gotten. Draza, Octane, and Envoy. I think it was Envoy. Yes, Envoy. Getting absolutely destroyed by Major Maniac. Awakening coming in clutch with his own 2-piece onto the P2 hill. And Florida trying to keep their composure, trying to keep it up on this P2 hill, but they end up losing the hill. Thieves get it, and then Florida gets it right back. Thieves, right after this, almost lose their momentum and aren't able to bring it back after getting 3-pieced and 2-pieced by this Florida team right after another. It very much shows the pace of this team and what continues to happen here from here on out. Florida gets a bunch of 2-pieces from here on out with a major hold on the P3 through P5. Trasha crushes rotations on P3. I think that was earlier, though, and I wrote that too late in my notes. But this team tries to do the best that they can, and Thieves able to bust in there. Draza gets a kill. Kenny on time, and Envoy gets a kill. Kenny gets a kill, but Skies is able to get onto that God Heady, and Thieves not able to bring him back. Octane gets killed off-site. Florida gets majority time here. Splits it actually with Thieves. Never mind. I'm correcting myself here. And then they bring it to P4, where Florida gets a strong hold. And Major Maniac, I don't know what he was doing. I'm pretty sure he sees him here. He knows that there's two. There's no shot he doesn't know that there's two. No, he doesn't see his head. Never mind. Major Maniac just missed him. Barely. Skies looking at that ladder, prepared for someone to drop, but they never show up, but they are able to get this hold on the P4 for majority time. They rush over straight to P5 with 13 seconds left. I don't know what Thieves are doing here. Kenny also had a troll. I think I had this written here at some point. Yeah. I think I did. Or is it the other one? I don't know. But, I don't know what happened here with Thieves. It's like they decided that they were gonna go for the scrap and then realized very quickly that they can't. You have 4 and 2 both looking trying to look at middle courtyard, and then realize, oh shit, we need to get the P5. But it's too late for them. They end up losing this to Florida, with Florida getting the P5 hold, and we move on to an SND where Florida very much struggles on this map. As you can see right here, Too Real gets a kill, but then he never looks on his left. That is a very obvious play. You always have to look in that left corner if you're going to go B, and they just cannot get it. I don't know what happened here. Too Real with just a major misplay for this team. And at both teams, just playing it slow, waiting for a kill. Awakening needs to jump around that corner if he's going to commit to it. He kind of committed to it through a nade, pushed himself out a little too much. Envoy with another kill. Major Maniac, the last one alive on this artillery tank. Artillery. And right here, I think it is Octane that gets the kill. If not, it is Draza. Yep, Octane getting the kill. Finishing the round for this Thieves team. Desert Siege seems to be a thorn in this Florida team's behind, as I would like to put it nicely. Envoy, Octane, Florida just on an absolute tear on that second round. There's nothing really to talk about on that, to be honest. We move on to the round 3. I do want to talk about this. So, you have the Florida team pushing through Castle right now. I call it Uni because the game calls it Uni, but we're going to call it Castle for the sake of the competitive, for competitive players and for everyone. Right now, 3 of this Florida team's players push through Castle. You have, right now, Envoy, Traza, both in there. You have Kenny on B, and you have Octane watching over A. Great setup in a sense by the Thieves. Because now you have a trade if someone goes top Castle, which happens quite often. And Florida's just his bottom. Too Real makes a rush into top, but he gets stunned. Continues to make a push here, which is a horrible misplay. Major Maniac finds a kill here. Draza still looking top, is prepared. Awakening gets a kill. Now Florida is up in lives right here, but Kenny just able to find this kill on the Major Maniac, get something going for this Thieves. The Thieves is able to bring it back a little bit, get their sets, get themselves settled. Kenny trying to find Skies right now. Skies gets a kill, but Octane is going to try his best here to get this round win for Thieves, and he's able to find Skies. A major kill for this Thieves team by Octane, and right here, I think he is able to find Awakening as well. Octane is without a doubt, if I remember correctly, my player of the game for this Thieves team, and it goes to show that Octane is picking it up. Awakening tries to set the bomb. And yeah, Octane gets the kill here with the Gunny. As you can see, Thieves, again, putting on a absolute clinic. Again, Awakening with an odd play. You're down a man, and you decide you're going to jump up there. I don't know what that is. You know you could be seen from that corner, especially as a pro player. I've been seen from it from the slightest edge, and he should know damn well he should be able to be seen from that as well. This guy's able to find a kill on the Octane, which is good for this team, especially because Octane was a major cornerstone for the search right now for this Thieves team at this point. Sky's trying to get something going, but he makes a very odd push here. I mean, he couldn't do much, but I would have tried to find a way to get through Castle, personally. How much time does he have left again? He has 20 seconds. Not much he could have done here. He could have tried to make something happen earlier, but, you know, it's just how the cookie crumbles. I don't know why. Look at this right here. He's looking A, as if the whole team isn't going to be set up B. Is what it is. Skies makes a misplay. It happens to the best of us on that. Hopefully he can find a way to improve it with his team on this map at some point. Envoy finding kind of a cheeky little spot, being on top of that. But doesn't do much for them. Draws it, goes down. Envoy just finding a kill on Awakening. Awakening should have had that. He heard that coming. He heard the break. And now Envoy playing it patient, waiting for a kill. He knows Skies just breaks the same window. Pushes on the B site. Waits for someone to push him. And nothing comes right now. 6 and 7 are looking in the same spot that Envoy is in right now. Envoy trying to get out with his life. Kenny getting a kill. Major Maniac, last one alive. I don't know who got the other kill. I think it was Octane. And getting it. Florida just absolutely loses it. We're going to skip this. Florida does end up getting the win here. It is nothing impressive. Florida just continues to look bad. And then I want to talk about, not this round, again, Thieves just going an absolute tear, getting kills after kill. Draza sees Skies. Skies just, Draza's outgunning him. I cannot tell you what else about that situation. Skies needed to regroup there and get his health and get better placement there. I want to talk about this 5-2 round. I have an exclamation points and I can't remember exactly why. Something had to have happened here. Envoy gets a bomb down. He is stunned. He's getting lit up by Skies. But Skies kills Major Maniac. I don't know how he was able to do this. Skies does this consistently. This whole team does it consistently. Kenny gets a kill on 2 Real. Awakening dies or kills Jaraza. He's the last one alive. Kenny and Octane are alive right now. Kenny gets killed by Awakening. Big play by Awakening. Octane, though, trying to come in clutch. And Octane just gets pushes. I think this, because I did watch this over, I think this was a major misplay. Yeah, they gave up all control of the site. Yep. That's why I want to talk about this. If you could see this right now, all of Thieves were pushed out over here, and none of them were looking on this B site. Number 5 was just Awakening was able to get on this B bomb site, prepared for Draza to drop. Number 7, who is Skies, looking over him right now, trying to prepare for a kill. Even though 2 Real goes down by number 3, no one is able to capitalize on this and help out on the Thieves end, and Florida was just able to capitalize a major fold by the Thieves team. More of their inconsistencies showing on this search and destroy. And nothing else to talk about. LA Thieves win that. And now we make it to the control. We are not going to go in for any of the listen-ins because I cannot remember if there is one. Oh, there is a listen-in in rotation number 4. Or round 4. Sorry. I mean, there's nothing really to talk about here. I mean, if I remember correctly, it's all defensive wins. Yeah. Again, all defensive wins. It's boring. No one wants to talk about this. If we could skip the listening for this team. We'll move on to the hard point. Lobby closed. Alright. So, Florida gets a great setup off the bat to set up the team and gets them the majority time on the first hill. They were only able to get 5 seconds. If I remember correctly, LAT ends up getting gets in, but Florida almost immediately breaks them and holds it and continues success on the P2 all the way into P3. Look at this rotation trying to get set up by Awakening, but he's not able to get it going. And then right now, Thieves still spawning at P3, which is good because that's what they need to. Awakening was trying to make that heads-up play way ahead of time, but he couldn't get it done. Skies with the gunny on this map. He really improves against Thieves. And right now, how did... Whoa. Okay. So Florida just able to break down this Thieves offensive defensive push, trying to hold them off. And Florida was just able to... This is a great rotation. Perfect success, actually, in my opinion, by Florida to get this going. Yeah, there's a second left on the old time. Thieves, for whatever reason, are prioritizing that time instead of prioritizing... This is a fold by Thieves. It shows their consistencies again with this team. Control is what it is. It is a... Defense can improve, but on Gav, it is useless to even talk about. The map is iffy. But Thieves are able to break in eventually. You're down by 80 at this point, which kind of sets the tone for this team. It's abysmal. Kenny coming in clutch, though, and Envoy getting a couple of kills, able to set them up on time. Awakening trying to wait a little bit for his team, trying to set up a little bit, but the team is playing slow. Prepared for... Actually, he was preparing for a move from the Thieves team, but they're really set on getting this scrap time and holding it down. Thieves are struggling this year with realizing that teams don't care that much about scrap time compared to them. And I don't know why that is the case. Scrap time is important in some cases, but you have to realize when it is important, and the whole Thieves team should not have been there. One person should have been staying for scrap time, and the rest of the team should have been leaving to make that rotation where Florida already had it set up. But Thieves were able to get this break perfectly set up for this LA, for the team right now, trying to get it for P4, and they just can't capitalize. No one is able to get on this hill whatsoever. It is an all-out brawl from both teams, and no one until 20 seconds and then 15 seconds is able to get the time. Thieves able to get the scrap, come back into 30 points at least. And it just shows that this team does not like to give up when they have the opportunity to come back. P5 Hill, no one is set up for this P5 Hill right now. Right now we have 2 real on the time. Number 3 trying to come in through P2, trying to get a kill, and he just can't get the kill on the 2 real. 2 real drops down on behind the P2 building. Off of P5, he goes back in, gets set up, and this team is just making it a difficult time for this Thieves team. Thieves is able to get on with 20 seconds left. It's like Florida didn't want to get on this point. I get it, it's a difficult point, but it's like they didn't want to stay on it. P1 is where things kind of get going for the Thieves a little bit again. Number 3, Kenny dies. Thieves try to hold them off from the back, but they just cannot actually get this going. Major Maniac getting the kill. Oh, no, never mind. Draza gets the kill. I did not have that on my notes. Awakening coming in clutch, getting Draza dead. Envoy trying to stay alive on this point, but he ends up dying, if I remember correctly, to this nade. Yep, Kenny gets a kill. He tries to get Major Maniac, but Major Maniac, again, it's an all-out brawl, just getting time after time after a person dies. Not able to get a solidified time by either team. He's able to get the majority time on this and gets the rest of it on from this point. Move over to P2. Florida able to get some time on here. Thieves able to jump on. Skies gets 2 kills. Draza takes him out. 2 real going through P5, getting the kill on the Draza. and tries to rush into this point. No one is wanting to get this time right now until now. And here we are. Nade, killed. Awakening, dead. Kenny, dead. Major Maniac, dead. It's just bloodbath after bloodbath, and it continues all the way to P3, except for the fact that Florida is just, even though despite the bloodbath, able to hold down this point with 3 kills in a row, basically wiping this team almost. This team is pushed out to P1 right now, the LA Thieves, and they have to recoup. They said, forget the scrap time, we're going to send Kenny to make sure no one is rotating, but Kenny pushes into the P3 site, which confuses me. It makes no sense. Is what it is, though, and Thieves has a setup going right now to hold this P4, but no one wanted to get on the time for the first, 4 seconds of it. All good, though. Octane jumps out of tower instead of playing his life in it. That's fine. He plays on the outer car. And Thieves are just able to hold this for a solid 26 seconds. Florida gets the rest of the time here, almost. Thieves able to regain it. They move over to P5. No one is willing to get on this time right now for the first 8 seconds. Too Real gets off of it. I don't know what Too Real is doing here. He's trying to get something going here. On this P2 building, but I don't know what it is. If anyone could tell me, I would very much appreciate it. This is a very weird play. No one wants to get this time whatsoever. No one got time on that. We move over to P1, and it's Florida is setting it up perfectly. I think Florida actually wins off of this point. No, actually, they split the time at 20 seconds, about 20 seconds. Thieves comes in, gets the P2 setup going right now, but Sky's right there, prepared on the outside in alley with 2 of his teammates. Thieves inside the building, gets gunned out by Skies. Awakening Major Maniac gets some clutch kills right here. And Thieves are just not able to bring it back and try to get this win. Florida ends up winning this match. Wait, what? Wait. Oh. Yeah, never mind. Thieves were able to bring it back. I'm sorry. I skipped ahead. I got too ahead of myself. So much talking today. I had a player of the game for this one, I think. And it is Octane. Again, he went 28-22. He had 23 non-traded kills, and he had 2 minutes and almost 5 seconds on this hill. Absurd plays by Octane, and you cannot say that Octane has improved on this team. People like to call him a donut, but this man has continued to show time in and time out that he is helping this team the best that he can, and only doing the job that he needs to do. He's doing the dirty work for this team, where Kenny falls short. Envoy continues to fall short, and Draza, in this map at least, falls short, but somehow they were able to get the dub. We move on to the search, and unfortunately, like I said, I don't know how Florida ends up winning this. It seemed like Thieves were in control after that grueler. Thieves go up 3-0. There isn't much to talk about. They go up 3-0 in the Berlin, if I remember correctly. Nope, never mind. I am thinking of the Faze match with Seattle. Yeah, just nothing really to talk about here. Florida just puts an absolute clinic on these guys. And it just seems like Thieves is not able to recoup. And they do get around here. It goes up 1-2. And Florida just really likes going at this A push. But for some odd reason, Thieves don't realize it until it's too late. And they are just set up die hard for this B push. They have 2 guys set up looking at A, but Kenny's out the bottom stairs. And Draza is just looking at the hall. He can't see anything. I think if I'm Kenny, I need to go through secret there and try to find something. You can't just stay there. You're doing absolutely nothing. You're not finding any information for your team right now because they're not going to be coming through P5 right then and there. at all anymore. They're either going to be coming around or they're already on the A site. So I think that's a misplay by Kenny. And yeah, I don't know. This Florida team continues to capitalize on this Thieves problem on Search, even though Thieves played very well on the Desert Siege. Florida, again, just able to defuse. And Thieves just aren't able to get anything going, like I said. I mean, even though they get another round here, it's not in their momentum. They don't have any momentum going into this. Thieves actually, I think, end up getting this round here. Too Real not able to get anything going. Oh, wait, no. Did Too Real stay alive? Yeah, Too Real got the kill on the Envoy. And Octane just not able to get it. Too Real coming in clutch. And Florida, I think, just close it out here perfectly. Yep. And if I don't remember if I had a player of the game on this. Oh, it was Major Maniac. Major Maniac with 9 and 5. He was coming in clutch for this team, making some good plays. You guys can go back and watch the search fully if you want to, but I will not be doing that. I don't see the point. Because again, it's another grueler that should not have come out that way, but it is what it is when it comes to the Thieves side. I really skimmed through that match, which is absolutely fine because this is the match of the day that I want to talk about. Now, this match comes with a caveat. Or not caveat. I don't think I'm using that correctly. Faze looks like they are almost at top form, but then round 3 happened. Then round 3 happened, and I cannot tell you what happened here. The other butt to this is that Abizi continues to struggle against teams. He is really struggling all year. He cannot find a consistency, which is happening to Kenny as well. But he just cannot find anything going his way at all. And Simp actually picked it up pretty well. Celium fixes my one problem. My boy Cell. I say my boy, even though he has a very punchable face. But and that's not to say like I hate the guy. Cell is a good player. He's a great player to watch. He's a perfect player to learn from. His major problem this year is that he has a problem with getting on the point when he knows that his team is struggling to get on the point, or when no one's getting on the point, and he should. There was one time, I think, in this one where I think he ends up having that problem, and I very much criticized him in the middle of watching it, but he corrects it in maybe both, or at least one of these hard points. Yeah, in this one, he majorly improves it. I think it's actually not even... It might be the control, because we didn't get to the second hard point. It might be the control where I had the issue. But, yeah. Cell coming in big for this team, and Simp on this map. This entire Faze team starts off very slow, and just very difficult to watch, in my opinion. There should have been a Faze listening, but I don't know. I think there is. Yeah, it's a second rotation on P1. So, Faze gets in here very quickly. Cell coming in with this gun. Getting 4-0. Killing the entire team on this P1 very quickly. Gets it. Literally 16 seconds left. He is playing the hill the majority of this. Is Cell 5-0 now. He is out of his mind. Simp with the scrap time. The scrap time. 30 seconds. 2-1. This team doesn't look like they're starting out very well, but neither team looks like they're starting out very well when it comes to the kills. But Faze able to get that 42 seconds. They're able to get a rotation going. I wouldn't say it's good. For P2, they were able to get Pred out of there and get them set up, but somehow Seattle is able to get these spawns, get the good spawns, But this is one of my issues. This is the problem that I had. You have Arcides and Simp both on plat. Arcides is bottom plat right now. You have Simp on top plat, and you have a BZ on top plat, about to be at radio. Why do you have two guys plat? Someone needs to be on this point. We have had a solid 17 seconds already on this point, and you've been on it for at least... Yeah, you've been on it for the majority of the time. Why is Simp getting off of it here? Why? Because you don't know number 5 is coming right now. Like, you know that he backed off. You don't know he's there. There's no call out for that. So why are you off the point? I think this is a misplay by Simp. I don't know what he was trying to get done here. Again, he is the pro. He knows what he's doing. But I think that ends up leading to the downfall, that they end up losing this P2 hill. And Seattle, again, same. They just get gunned off. Mac trying to do the best that he can to keep this place alive. But Seattle should have made a rotation here. They're still trying to fight for the scrap. I think that they need to make the rotation. 6 needed to realize this earlier. But BZ right now realizing that he needs to find some way to get through this and make their way to P3. They're trying to hold them off. Faze or is trying to be held off right now by Seattle. And, I mean, Seattle's doing it, but no one is getting to the new point. No one is set up. This is very poor on both teams. Faze trying to get scrap. It seems very odd. And Seattle trying to bring it back, but again, they just had no setup. And if I remember correctly, gets very broken up, or it gets broken up very easily by the Faze team. Yeah. Even though Seattle gets the field spawns and is closer at the time, they are just not able to recover. And Faze just goes off getting a couple of kills. And Abizi continues to struggle with a 4 and 7 with 1 second on the time. If you are struggling, get that time, Abizi. I get it. You are the Slayer. You are a Slayer. You are the Mischief. You are the person that gets the gear of this team and going by rattling them. But Cell does that just by doing what he does. If you're not performing as well, you need to get that time. And I'm sure that he knows that, but he's playing the role that's given to him. And I cannot blame him. Abizi is a talent, and that cannot be argued. Simp trying to make something happen around the corner there. We're going to bust through this because Faze just continues to run up the points. Up by 60, P5. They are just getting it going and aren't able. Seattle is not able to get it going for themselves. It's not looking good. Now we have the listening with Faze.
Church.
Honestly, man,
It's all good. Take your time, guys. Take your time.
yeah, honestly,
I'm standing near you. I'm standing near you. Just
Go behind me deep, Lamar. I see
Okay,
him
stop.
deep. God heady.
I'm checking right corner. Slap.
nothing care.
Yeah.
Fine,
You
need
got your lane down.
Honestly, man, look, I think
He's
they-
close. He's close.
I'm not sure, boys. I'm not sure, boys.
He's very weak.
Heard that.
Back out of that.
I mean, when are you Mac?
My good.
Are you Mac? One shot.
man,
Mac.
man,
Pushed
man.
out. He pushed out. He pushed out.
Gotcha.
Give me a feel the thing. Let's go, man. Watch it.
Yeah, I want church.
Alright, okay,
You're on the
okay,
side. Big
okay,
close.
okay,
Yeah,
okay. Slow play.
I'm nading
Nothing
him.
about
Stop, stop,
Done.
Medallion dead.
Right,
Hey,
stop.
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 Yo, we'll top for church. Only one. Go.
I'm contesting. Yeah.
Stop church.
Got it back there.
Jump down mid.
You, Fred.
Dead. We do not
I'm
float.
just-
I'll get mid. I'll get mid.
I'm watching.
I don't see Medal. I don't see Medal. I'm looking top. I'm looking top.
I'm watching.
Another P3.
Finish.
Lamar, mid.
Yeah, good job.
We're gonna flip that. I think we're gonna
I backed up.
I went rogue. Chris, can you get him?
Yeah, go.
We flip instantly.
Okay, just hold that.
I'm middle.
Ty, reflect, just try and go.
I got one.
Nice shit. I'm playing fist though. Push him.
Yo, one struck still. One spun out front.
I'm playing that.
And right there, you hear, I'm playing slow. I think that eventually one of them say in the middle of it, we need to slow down a little bit. But I can't remember. Faze go off on that P1, holding off mainly Simp, pushing them out and then killing them out of that P1, allowing them not to be able to break that or push into that point at all, making it a major hill for that Faze team. And then they get a break. They get a rotation. I wouldn't say a perfect rotation or a good rotation, but they get a rotation in, and they are able to get into this P2 hill. Their comms very good, very fast, able to understand each other. You hear one of them saying, I'm going rogue. You need that communication when it comes to that. When you try to do that in ranked play, it's hard for people because I understand that people coming in here are going to be either watching the competitive scene or is trying to play it through ranked play or through GBs. It is if you're playing that in GBs, that's a team situation that you need to communicate that with. But in ranked, that is hard for people that want to know some ins and outs. It is hard to communicate that with people because a lot of people don't understand what is going on or don't know what they're looking at. Comms are a very important thing to learn and to understand. But unfortunately, once the we need to slow down is mentioned, or I'm slowing down is mentioned, this Faze team slows down a little too much. And right now, you see Mac setting up for the P3, and Faze is still pushing for this P2. I don't know why they are doing this. They slow down a little too much. But they, again, try to push the issue at the same time after that is said, because they try to get the scrap. I don't know why. It's like they are the team that is fighting to be in this, and I don't know why at all. Arcity's trying to get a line of sight. He doesn't think that Seattle is there yet, and if he does, he just cannot have a line of sight on them. Seattle just able to get in here, get something going. Number 5, pushing through fire, trying to find this kill on the Simp, and he gets it, setting up this team wonderfully, but they lose the time because of Celium and a BZ. Faze trying to push in through the middle right now. Oh, and number 7, Mac gets it going. This team just not able to find time at all. Seattle is able to get the scrap, but Faze able to break in and eventually get the scrap and finish it. Seattle gets in the P3 and is able to get it, or P4, and able to get it going. This is where they start coming back, getting the majority hold time, and Faze gets a little bit in here, but they cannot get much going. Celium trying to make it work, and they just can't. A BZ getting shot down with a kill on top of that. Mac holding it down on site. Looks away. Just bad COD timing there. Gets Simp. Arcity's also killed. Arcity's coming back very quickly. And then BZ getting a kill on the Sib. P5. Here we go. This is where it gets a little interesting. Faze breaking in. Trying to hold this. A BZ doing all that he can. Being shifty. Celium on the time. Celium getting the kills on the Pred, but can't find it after Mac. Trying to stay alive. Simp dies on to the P1 hill. Perfect, almost a perfect rotation. Seattle has it. They tried to bring it back here, but unfortunately, they have a great hold. This man, Pred, is a force. Bringing it from champs all the way to this qualifier. Still keeping up his consistency, even though his team is lacking. Pred going off, getting this kill on the Cell, the best player in the game right now, and continues to fry. Pred looking for another kill. I think he gets it right about here. If I'm correct, they are trying to bring it back the best they can. If they get this full hold, they will get it. But unfortunately, Faze is going to break this. He gets the kill on Simp. He finds Cell. He knows he's there. He gets naded by Sib. And Faze break into this hill. Pred can't do much to keep this team's dreams alive of winning this. That's over. Faze win the hard point. Celium, my players of this match, is 2 people. It is not 1. It is Celium with a 33-20, 12 assists, 28 non-traded with a 6 as his highest kill streak with a minute 31 of hill time. Cell is not known for his hill time, and where Arcity's and a BZ fell off on the hill time, Celium picked it up, and so did Simp. That's where I feel like this team has had its struggles, is people finding hill time, and they're only gunning. And Arcity's is usually when the Tiny Terrors are not picking it up, or Celium, he is the man that covers all the bases when he can, and he even did that when it came to a BZ. He still went positive 28 and 25. He got 33 seconds in the hill time because he knew a BZ wasn't going to be able to find that and was struggling. He did the best that he could to help. But the 2 MVPs for this round is Celium and Simp. Simp with 28 and 24. 12 assists, 29, or not 29, wow. 19 non-traded with 2 minutes and 7 seconds. That's what you want out of your star players. We move on. Hi, study. All right, and we start. Round one. Round one, Seattle has the offense. They are planting at A. FaZe is prepared for a P push, but Seattle fakes them out. FaZe has to recover. Arcity's trying to get some nades in, some tacks. Celium gets taken out. A BZ coming in clutch with the kill on accuracy. Arcity playing it slow in a corner, waiting to figure out what the hell he can do, but not enough. And Seattle capitalizes on that round one win. Seattle actually goes up here two more rounds and wins it. And FaZe just wasn't able to find anything going on in these first 3 rounds. A BZ, I think, gets taken out here first by Mac. He plants right after. And a BZ kind of trolls a little bit. He breaks up this door for an easy kill. Smart. Very smart. But he looks at this window. He does get the kill, actually. Never mind. FaZe does win this. I am sorry. I will correct myself again. I don't know what I'm thinking of. Oh, I'm thinking of the control where they went up by 2. Spoilers. I'm getting ahead of myself because it's on the same map. Unfortunately, we have so little of a map pool that all these kind of mix together. So, I apologize. FaZe also 2B, 2A. They push in, and Arcities just can't find the kill. Max is able to find him. Simp able to get a kill on the Pred. Major kill for this FaZe team. And it's an all-out brawl between these two. Abizi able to find a kill on the accuracy. Mac able to find a kill on to Abizi. Simp and Celium are the last ones alive. Simp knows where Sib is, but he cannot find him right now. He looks over by Outer Plat, and then Sib takes him out by storage. Or warehouse, as others like to call it. And Celium coming up short. Just getting full gunnied, or just getting gunnied out by the Seattle Surge right there. FaZe get a rush play on to B with a kill on the Mac and Pred. There's only 2 alive, and there's nothing Seattle really can do here. They try their best. FaZe end up winning the round, and we continue on. Now, this is a, what we like to call a Western standoff. Not exactly. But Pred and Simp are both playing on this secret doorway, and neither of them make a move onto it. Pred does some weird things, and you need to make some type of play here by Pred. But he ends up going back eventually to secret doorway, I think, if I remember correctly, or we already have passed that. He just does this back and forth game. Yep, he does it right. Nope, he goes back. He goes dark alley, outer alley, circles around A, looks, doesn't find anything. And both teams are just playing it super slow. Celium misses him. Simp misses him. They push B. Pred trying to get something from the back. Arcities pushes in, gets the kill. Somehow, number 5 is not looking onto the building on B side. Pred tries to push in, tries to get Arcities. Nothing gonna happen right now. Arcities trying to make something happen to prevent them from the bomb defusal, and it works. Even though you hear the commentators say that he does not need to make a play here by pushing up onto them, he does exactly what I think is needed here. He prevents them from getting the playtime and messes them up greatly. The Seattle team was not able to recover or get the kill in time to get a defuse, and that, in my opinion, is a great play by Arcities. Whether that's a misplay in a sense, it is a great play in general. This is an absurd round by Celium. Watch this. This is absurd. This man is showing why he is the best in the game continuously over and over again. Getting 1 kill on Sib. 20 seconds left. Gets a kill right here onto the bomb on Pred. Mac trying to push up here. Gets a kill. No one is committing continuously to this bomb. even when it was just Cell, and he is able to get the ace. You see the reaction by this Faze team. This is absurd. This man Cell continues to show time in and time out why he is the best in the game. Cellium gets a kill on the Mac on this round 7. Abizi playing in this bomb site. Number 5 in that train warehouse. Still got 8 and 6 in A. I don't know exactly what they're doing. I don't know if they're trying to set up a flank or if they're just trying to play for an A push and then have 5 rotate. But if that's the play, 5 need to do that a lot earlier. I think it still works out. Pred knows that someone's going to be in number 3. He sees Arcides. He plays it very slow. I don't know why. Everyone knows everyone plays fire like that. Pred gets the kill, though. Simp is aware. He's waiting for the push. 6 and 2 look at each other for a split second, at least based on the map. Neither see each other. And Pred tries to push in, gets a kill, doesn't get the kill onto Simp. Simp still playing in that P3 hardpoint spot. They get the bomb down. 6 is watching through that window on A site, looking at double stairs, prepared for a push. He is able to get a BZ, able to get Simp. Cellium last alive here. Sib pushed out. And then here, Cellium does a insane play that I don't know if is legal. This man closes the door and plays on the other side of the wall to get this defuse, not allowing Sib to get this. Or if he didn't close the door, then that is not a G8 spot. But because the GA here, for anyone that is not knowing, you cannot plant the bomb on the other side of the wall because for some odd reason the game allows it based on the distance. I don't know why. So you could plant in the office room. It is GA'd. It is a very it is a frowned upon spot. People still do it though in your ranked play games. And so I would assume the bomb defusal is the same gig. But I can't hear because I don't have the audio on for the sake of copyright and all that. And plus I don't want to steal the exact content. But if he didn't close it, that was a well-placed bot, like him placing his body in a perfect spot that he cannot get shot by Sid. That was smart. That was well played by Cellium. Continuously, again, showing that he is the best in the game. One of the smartest players in the game. And then Faze, I think, just close it out here. Yep, they do. Go 2-0. And obviously, Cellium is the player of the game. He just goes off continuously showing that he is a force to be reckoned with. And Dashi still is not even close to his level. Even though I like Dashi and he is possibly my second favorite. Dashi's second best player in the game. Then it's Cellium. Then it's probably Simp. Then it's probably Shotzi and Hydra. A lot of those are interchangeable in some people's eyes. What's up, guys? And then we get on to this control. This control was ridiculous. It was absurd. It was utter chaos. Nothing really much to talk about besides the fact that it almost seemed like FaZe didn't want to win it. Like, they just started off very flat. They were getting really outgunned by the Seattle team. It was like they didn't wake up for it. Very sloppy FaZe, just, I don't know. They only combined for 8 kills in this. Seattle is able to get all the ticks, if I remember correctly, and close out this round. FaZe, very lackluster, as you can see right now. Again, 2 kills each for all of them, combining for 8. It was not a good round for this FaZe team, and it continued to look this way all the way through. It almost seemed like FaZe didn't want to win this control, but eventually they pick up the pace and figure it out. But they also continued to struggle, and this is where my butt was, is that in the first 2 games, or first 2 modes, they were very on top form, but then once you get to control, it shows that they are still missing a little bit, especially on this Berlin. They're almost there, but eventually they will get it. Seattle takes their time. They try to make this into a live situation and tries to put FaZe into like a blender, so that way they're put in a situation where they have to manage it. But FaZe is just throwing their lives at the wall. They're not even trying to pick right now, except for Arcities. They get the time. Seattle. And then we move on to the FaZe offense. They just basically round up B very quickly. We can skip by that. Seattle and FaZe are very even in lives right now. FaZe down in lives again. BZ just, I don't even know what the hell just happened there. He, like, looks and just loses it almost. Like, he's like, oh, I see him in, like, the corner. He must have looked at his minimap. That's what must have happened. And must have just missed him out of the corner of his eye. But, Pred just running. So far, nothing happening on this A site. FaZe is trying to bring back the lives a little bit. They finally get on to the point when they are down by 4 in lives. They almost get a tick. Arcity's trying to get the dirty work in right now. He is playing his life the best that he can. He gets a kill on accuracy right there. And this man is showing time in and time out why he is a very important piece to this FaZe roster when this team is struggling. Simp trying to make some stuff work. Playing slow. Nothing. They almost get 3 ticks here. They're very close. Seattle trying to prevent it. It's very sloppy. 7-9 right now. Arcity's coming clutch with with 2 kills, one after the other. But Seattle coming back, getting 3 kills, but then killing their own teammate with a nade. Simp with 9 health. Sib pushes up. Simp gets the kill on to Sib. This man, just absurd. The plays that he was able to make right here. I don't even know if FaZe is able to finish this, actually. Celium gets the kill. And Seattle goes up 2-0. Next, we go on to the Seattle offense. FaZe basically lets them have the B site. They give them a couple of kills, though. FaZe down. FaZe are able to figure it out, though, even being down a couple of lives. Gets a couple of gunnies here. Brings it up, brings it back. Very close. Only down by a life now. And Seattle just are trying to recoup. It looks like they're trying to get a flank here. Trying to get them out of this B site. And trying to get around them. But Arcities won't let it happen. Arcities gets gunned out by Mac here. Simp is aware. Abizi is aware. They're all aware of this push now. But Sib and Mac get the kills and continue to push through fire. Seattle eventually finding their way onto the point. Get the tick. Arcities jumps in. Can't get the stop. FaZe eventually getting in there. Preventing the Seattle team from getting any time. 7-10 with a minute. They have to play it slow. Both teams are trying to figure out how to get this in properly. FaZe down 5-7 right now. Not looking good for them. Celium trying to stay alive for this team. So that way they don't have to lose all their lives yet. They have a good hold on this control point. Arcity's getting a kill on the Pred. Bring it even closer. 5-5 right now in the lives. Sib through glass. Gets the kill on Arcity's. Beautiful play. Accuracy gets a kill onto a Abizi. But it's Simp who's going to come up clutch for this team. Accuracy just can't get the kill. Simp with 3 kills. Staying alive. Pred trying to push himself in. 4 seconds left. But it's not enough with Sib pushed out so far in his spawn. Simp coming up clutch for this FaZe team. This man is on a mission trying to keep this FaZe 3-0 alive. And he continues to do it, bringing himself back from the negatives and continuing to break apart the Seattle team despite them all staying positive for the majority of the game and playing pretty well. Both teams kind of play sloppy, though, throughout this. Simp trying to stay alive, going through secret, looks back. I don't know why. Accuracy gets the kill. aBeZy trying to get something going. Arcity's finally trying to finish up that scrap time, or the final time on that B site. But Mac won't allow it, but Simp is like, I want it, give it to me. Simp trying to make something happen from the back. Pred hits him with a nade. Sib watching over. Accuracy, staying in tickets. Gets gunned out by Simp. Simp wants us bad. 25 and 27. But Pred is like, give this to me as well. But he gets gunned out by Simp. Cellium getting the kill on Mac. Sib is the only one alive left on this point right now. Cellium staying alive in this corner. He gets no help from his number 3 teammate, aBeZy. aBeZy is pushing out through fire. He is aware that the team is coming, and that is fine because aBeZy is able to stop them and gets the help by Simp preventing this break and push. Mac able to get in there. Arcity's getting in there, but Mac getting the kill again. Accuracy getting the kill on the Simp. Back and forth play from both teams here. aBeZy playing it patiently onto the double stairs, waiting for something to happen here, but Pred is aware of him. But Pred, it just isn't able to get the kill. Simp coming in clutch right here. Cellium and Simp, both coming in clutch, getting this push onto the site, bringing it from 6-2, and getting in there as fast as possible. Look at this play by Simp. 1 there, 2 there. Pred had no clue. Simp is a man on a mission to keep this game alive for the FaZe roster. And this is where all of their marbles need to be thrown in. Every bit of money is on the line. 10K, if I remember correctly, for this FaZe roster. And a winning pole spot for this team going into the major. Arcity's playing it slow, making sure that the Seattle team doesn't come through coming through P5 to get into the B point. God, a lot of talking today, guys. Simp being the man, getting the ticks. Predator getting killed. Sib trying to get some kills here, but Arcity's isn't going to let him have it. Accuracy, Mac gets some kills, but Simp, man on the mission, trying to keep this game alive for the FaZe team. It is absurd what this man was able to do in this second round, or in this control. And it shows time in and time out how he is possibly one of the best submachine gun players right now in the game. He's definitely top 3 for sure, despite the inconsistencies. FaZe finally get into A site. Simp and Cellium doing the dirty work right now. Cellium playing glass, playing around it. Arcity's able to get in. Or aBeZy, sorry. aBeZy making a heads-up play. Cellium making an even better play, getting accuracy off. Pred trying to get them on a flank, but he gets knocked out by Simp. Mac getting a kill. Accuracy getting a kill. Mac coming through A long. Arcity's aware of it. Arcity's sees Pred and Accuracy, but he can't get the kill. And aBeZy gets knocked out by Accuracy as well. Simp on P5, trying to push through A long. Waiting. There he gets Pred. They have a minute left. 9-8. Sloppy play by both teams, but very thrilling. Possibly the best control match I have ever seen. Arcity's gets knocked out. Simp, man on the mission, gets knocked out. 37 and 37. Cellium, 28 and 27. Right here, you see aBeZy making a cut through middle. No one is looking down the middle. No one has eyes on it. Everyone is just on the point and on alley. That is what they're looking at. This is a major misplay by Seattle. You know that they have to make something happen. And one of the swiftiest players in the game, like Shotzi, is out there. You need to find this man. And aBeZy comes in clutch for this FaZe team, allowing them to get a 3-0. Seattle, nothing more that I can talk about with this control. Seattle just loses full. FaZe played with their food and had their way. FaZe go 3-0 and nothing else to talk about. Seattle is continuing to struggle and has their problems. Seattle is making very good rotations. on their hard point, and that is shown. But they're not getting on the point. They're not able to get some of those trades and capitalize on the time. Faze is just a killing machine, and Seattle got outgunned in this situation. Control, they had it, but they fell and had great defense set up until the last three, and no matter what, they continued to be braked in and destroyed by this Faze roster. They were getting outgunned, and I don't know what they can do to fix it. They have to get over that mental hurdle there. This team has very much been the kryptonite of this Faze roster, but not today. And they will find it. Today, as of recording this, we have the third day of qualifiers. I will be on that as well. That has to get uploaded. That will be uploaded tonight or tomorrow. And I hope you guys will enjoy that. If you want my honest opinion from these teams, Minnesota needs to pick it up if they want to remain a contender in champs and in this next major. We also have Boston. Boston looks sloppy and Toronto looks sloppy. They both need to figure out their problems if they are going to. Toronto needs to get their gunnies up on their respawns, and they need to become on the same page. That is their biggest problem. Otherwise, this team does not look like they will be together next year, and the teammates that will be kept is definitely Insight and Kleenex. But other than that, when it comes to Boston, Boston is continuing to improve, but they need to pick it up before the before the finals, and they need to pick it up in the major for sure if they want to be in this. Seattle, they just need to find their groove again. This team is only as good as when Sib is playing good and when Pred is, and Pred was playing good, but Accuracy, and Sib were just not on it today. They need to find it. Free Donnie Temp. That is it. And yeah, FaZe had their way. Thieves are continuing to have the same issues. There's nothing else to talk about. There's nothing to microanalyze. They allowed Florida to break in too many points. Kenny did have a troll on a rotation on Tuscan. It was going over to P5. The hill was P4, and instead of cutting through, it was the second rotation. Instead of cutting, I think it was the second rotation. If not, it was the first. Instead of cutting through P4 and going around the back towards spawn and into P2, he decided to go through P4 into courtyard, into well, and that was a major misplay because you're sending two guys down there when you could have had a pinch and a nice flank. And I think that kind of set Florida up to have a momentum, but in the end, it didn't matter. A few mistakes by Thieves, and that's the continuous point that they have. It's just mistakes after mistakes, and they need to realize that sooner than later. Otherwise, this is going to be a problem for this team, and they probably won't be back unless they're able to win champs, is my assumption. Here we are with the CDL points right now. I don't know who plays tomorrow. It's looking very, very grim for the Subliners team. Gorillas, same. Florida, possibly out. It all depends. Same with LA Thieves and Minnesota. But Ultra, if they don't, Ultra and Breach are just as much in risk, if I have this memorized correctly, as anyone else. The top four, it would be very difficult for London and Surge to be knocked out, but who knows? We will see. I don't have any predictions going into this. I would have to look into tomorrow's game. Yep, okay. Gorillas, oh god. If I had to give my predictions for today, it would be, which aren't going to matter by the time people watch this, it's going to be London 3-1. London 3-1. Texas barely 3-2. And I think Subliners keep it up and win 3-2. That is my predictions. I will see you guys either... You guys will have this video up either Sunday night or Monday, depending on the time of when these matches end. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you guys did enjoy. Come back around for more sports talk and for some more analysis. We are definitely going to have better analysis, seeing that there's only 3 matches, and the fact that we're probably going to have more time to talk about these. See you guys later. Peace.